Ara gnoiachtrach agus tródáiles a wara is Hailshi is Monsignor is Iarna Ushler Gudi Cora Fat to Firkin Ahas Aram Verrash Colossian and Noel agus Mahan Hain agus some of Antela Saivin is it son of Tortiash the Lumber Mila Maki as Soctor Firkin Folge at Arishiv Ruin. Is it taken chance if agus couple of faculty role Kuluder Meherinik Balia Roiv. May I just say, dear friends and Minister, Excellencies and distinguished guests, and in Monsignor, thank you for your hospitality, and all of you who are in attendance, what a great pleasure it is to meet the community of those who are working here in this very special way in Rome. This building and this institution is associated with a particular form of hospitality. It's one that reflects what has been the role of a venerable institution over centuries of its existence, where the Irish College is not just a distinguished place of teaching and scholarship, but it has been for Irish visitors and for Irish people in Rome always a Teach Fáilte, a house of welcome and conviviality, an open door and a contact with Nabrevika Somalia, the roots at home. And this morning, indeed, I had the great honour of meeting with the man who exemplifies, in the most striking and moving of manners, the extraordinary importance of the spiritual as a powerful wellspring of global ethics, coupled, in his case, with an ardent commitment to placing what is the essence of humanity at the heart and centre of the global conversations of our time. It was a great privilege to discuss with him what we feel is the discourse that is necessary for our times. Pope Francis is a man who touches us all by his unique courage in identifying the crippling contradictions of our age and the need to engage with the assumptions that sustain those contradictions. He does this with words that are infused with both humility and passion. He has been, since his elevation, a compelling voice, tirelessly awakening us to the web of interdependencies that weaves humanity together, as well as weaving us all, humans and non-humans, to our shared and fragile planet. I fully share Pope Francis' observation, and if I may quote him, ethics has come to be viewed with a certain scornful derision. It is seen as counterproductive, too human, because it makes money and power relative. It is felt to be a threat since it condemns the manipulation and debasement of the person. I believe that an ethic of human dignity, a holistic approach to human life, is precisely what must be established as the informing principle and practice of the new integral approach that is necessary to development that our times demand. A conception of development that would serve the human person in her or his integrity, never reducible to a narrow criterion of efficiency or production, or indeed self-absorbed consumption. In my conversation this morning with Pope Francis, and with Cardinal Parolin in a much longer meeting, Cardinal Parolin and Archbishop Gallagher, we spoke of the challenges posed to Europe as a whole, and of course to Ireland and Northern Ireland more particularly, for example by the decision of Britain to leave the European Union. But we also spoke, and at length, on the need to tackle the urgent and wider task of building new paths of hope and renewal for all of the European citizens. That is the great collective task which all of us Europeans must now undertake in concert, with a sense of urgency, without delay, addressing issues of reconnection between the citizens on the European street, their governments and their institutions. And we need to do so with originality, but also clarity of mind, vision, and having at heart throughout the whole of this exercise the hopes, the fears, the exclusions, the vulnerabilities, and the immense potential too of the millions of women, men and children whom our Union of European Nations is there to serve. The particularities of the Brexit negotiations are very important, but a concentration on a part of what challenges us must not be at the cost of the greater issues which we cannot neglect. Issues of democratic re-engagement, redefined subsidiarity, re-articulation of solidarity and cohesion. We need to think about how we can have better input and output legitimacy, how we can achieve fiscal flexibility to address, for example, youth unemployment within the frame of prudence, and how, as well as that, we might, as I have said, redefine subsidiarity not as a residual protection, but as something that we can share to be original in our responses to these social problems. And as with the great task of building peace and reconciliation in Northern Ireland, there will be those who will say that the challenges currently facing Europe are so deep and complex to solve that they're almost irresolvable. And indeed, as with Northern Ireland, it is important that we do not evade difficulties, but that we face them in a spirit of truth and honesty, willing to change our paradigms of assumptions, while keeping our eyes firmly set on the ideal and the great human values that are guiding our action.